Mapagpalang araw po sa ating lahat. Muli ako si Emmanuel O Alejandre. Ito ang aking daily devotion ngayong May 15. And for today, we are going to talk about easy or hard paths. And this is about Abijam. Now, if you would like, you can read with me 1 of Kings chapter 15 verses 1 to 8, titled Abijam Reigns in Judah. Now, in the 18th year of King Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, Abijam began to reign over Judah. He reigned for 3 years in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Maacah, the daughter of Absalom. And he walked in all sins that his father did before him. And his heart was not wholly true to the Lord his God, as the heart of David his father. Nevertheless, for David's sake, the Lord his God gave him a lamp in Jerusalem, setting up his son after him and establishing Jerusalem. Because David did what was right in the eyes of the Lord and did not turn aside from anything that he commanded him all the days of his life, except in the matter of Uriah the Hittite. Now there was war between Rehoboam and Jeroboam all the days of his life. The rest of the acts of Abijam and all that he did, are they not written in the book of Chronicles of the kings of Judah? And there was war between Abijam and Jeroboam, and Abijam slept with his fathers, and they buried him in the city of David, and Asa his son reigned in his place. Now, kung mapapansin ninyo, we have reoccurring characters. Ibig sabihin po nito, meron tayong mga binanggit na pangalan na naririnig natin dati pa. And that was David and Jeroboam. Now, these two people have both a history of being king. But they differ in a way that Jeroboam set the standard for evil leadership. To give a brief rundown, kung hindi nyo pa napapanood yung ating episode about Jeroboam, basically what he did was he was threatened by Rehoboam because Rehoboam reigned in Judah. Now, inside Judah, there was this worshiping area used to worship God. Now, if the people of Jerusalem wanted to worship God, then they would have to go to Rehoboam's property. Now, that poses a threat to Jeroboam. Because if people go to Rehoboam's property, then they may rebel against Jeroboam. No? They may be influenced. We never know. But that was Jeroboam's line of thinking. And solution that he came up with was that he would set up idols for people to worship inside his very own territory. So in Israel, there were many idols made of gold for people to worship so that they won't have to go to Judah, therefore minimizing the risk of having to rebel against Jeroboam. Now, this is clearly wrong. He did idolatry, and he even promoted the entirety of Israel to do the same. Therefore, he became the standard for evil leadership. Meanwhile, David was known for being a man after God's own heart. Kumbaga, ginugol niya yung kanyang buhay upang pagsilbihan yung Panginoon. Kung ano man yung utos at katuruan ng Panginoon, ginawa niya yun sa kabuuan ng kanyang buhay. Except when he committed adultery with Bathsheba, Uriah's wife, and in order to hide the truth, he sent out Uriah to die in war. Now, hindi ko sinasabing yung ginawa niyang kamalian ay napawalang bahala na. I mean, I'm not saying that what he did, the disobedience that he did, was made correct. Because at the end of the day, it's still wrong. He still sinned. He disobeyed God. But what did he do that made him able to still be called a man after God's own heart? He repented. When he did that sin, he made sure that he would go back and turn towards the Lord, confess his sins, and right his wrongs. Now that is something that most of us aren't capable of doing. Lahat tayo nagkakasala. Lahat ng tao nagkakasala. Aside from Jesus, there is no person here on earth that has not sinned. So, The only difference between people is if either they change after the sin that they have committed, or they still stay the same and sin continuously. So let us avoid the latter. Huwag po nating hayaan na kapag nagkasala tayo, hinahayaan lang natin. Huwag po tayo maging stagnant. Let us not be content with our disobedience. Let us discipline ourselves. Let us take accountability and responsibility na kapag nakagawa tayo ng mali, itama natin. At make sure natin na hindi na natin gagawin pang muli. Huwag po natin gayahin si Rehoboam at si Abijah. They chose the easy path. So, be faithful despite your imperfections. Be aware of those imperfections. While at the same time, go back towards your direction to our God. Huwag po tayong magpakalayo-layo pa. May mga instances kasi na kapag nagkakasala tayo, we think that we are unfit for God's love. But that's never the case. In fact, if we sin, that's more the reason that we need God's love in our lives. Let us fight for our family's future by shaping it according to biblical principles. Kung yung anak ni David, tinulungan ng Panginoon purely because he was the son of David, then that is also the same for us. Gugustuhin po natin na yung ating mga anak, yung future generations natin, ay mabiyayaan ng Panginoon dahil purely because of what we had established while we were still living on earth. Yung relasyon natin sa ating Panginoon, ganun kalakas to the point na binibless niya, hindi lang tayo, pati yung mga taong kasunod natin. Choose the righteous path under God's favor. Now, I'm not saying it's gonna be easy. It will most likely have a lot of setbacks, a lot of temptations for you to stop. But here's the thing. You're not doing it for yourself. You should be doing it for God. The God that saved you, that saved us, an undeserving bunch. He loved us. He gave His own Son for us in order for us to be saved. So, let's no longer live our lives for ourselves, but for God instead. Yan lamang po ang aking daily devotion. Maraming salamat sa pakikinig. Magpalain po tayong lahat, and let us all give glory to God.